Okay, this video is going to show you how to use the system as a broker or a loan officer. So there's two paths we can talk about. One is, a broker or a loan officer that doesn't have login rights to the system. So there's still a way for them to, submit deals and track the status and upload docs without being an actual user and logging into the system. I'm going to show that first. And the second one, I'll show you what the actual broker or loan officer portal looks like and how they can interact with the system in real time with their pipeline and creating loans and uploading docs via the logged in portal. So if I were to fill all this out, right, and we'll do a fix and flip here, if I go through the motions here and complete this and submit it, we'll get that email confirmation in the inbox. The loan officer, the broker, anybody that you want will get notified. Here's a full app submission, right? All the parties will be notified in the inbox there. And, let's say you review the deal on the back end, and then you would click on the loan file. It would take you to the loan, the details of that loan, and now you would, price it out or tell the broker, hey, it's eligible, please submit the full app. Right, so the quick way of doing that, I'm a manager in the back office, for example, in this hypothetical scenario, and I'm going to email the broker, right, and I can also email the loan officer, right, and I'm going to let them know that this is the pre-approval email. Hey, congratulations, this deal's pre-approved. Here's a link to the full app to please submit it, right? So I'm going to send this off to that loan officer, and they'll get something that looks like this, right? And they can click on that link to the full app, right? And now they're able to fill out the very fine details of the loan application level, right? And this can go to the borrower as well. They can upload it. And when I submit this information, it also is going to ask for the required docs. So here's all the required docs that need to be uploaded for this file. Right, so I'm a broker loan officer and I'm filling out the loan application and I'm uploading all the docs. Great. And then the next thing that happens is, as you're dispositioning all the documents that have been uploaded, you can now put the status update of all these documents here and indicate what's missing, what's needed accordingly. Okay, you send out the email, and I'm going to send this out to the broker and loan officer. Maybe they're my point of contact, right? And then I'm going to send out the loan status and required docs. And I'm going to put this on autopilot where it goes out every day. Right? I can send it out every day. So they're going to get this email all the time showing them what's going on with the loan file, what's missing, what's needed. So I'll also send it to the borrower. Why not? They all should know what's going on in real time. But it's your choice how you set up that logic of notifying the status and the missing docs and whatnot. So on the email side, this is what it looks like. This email will be going out every day, shows them what's missing, what's going on. They can click on that link and it takes them right away to the loan file required docs portal for this loan file. So as a broker, I could upload whatever's missing and needed, and I never had to log into the system or take up a seat on the platform. So now you got that out of the way. Let's go into what does the system look like if I were a logged in user, right? So here's our main login page. So you'll notice that we have brokers. This is for loan officers as well. Okay, they would click here and log in. It would take them to a dashboard. Only their files that they're associated to will show up in this dashboard view, right? So we'll see all the files that have upcoming closing. They'll have most recent deals that they've been working on, etc. If I click on create a quick app, I can create a new loan right in the system, right? So I'm actually logged in as a loan officer. As a loan officer, I can select who the broker is, and I can actually click here and add a new broker to my account, and I can basically fill everything out as needed and fill out a loan scenario, right? And I can do it as a quick app, a full app, and then as far as the loan stages go, right? Like, so for example, let's go here. So this is actually in read-only mode, which is actually good, right? Like the loan's probably in processing and underwriting. Let's double check that. It's in, doesn't show, yeah, clear to close. So obviously, as a loan officer, I'm not allowed to edit the file. That's why everything's in read-only mode. The minimum I can do is like make a note and like ask questions about what's going on with this, and then I can choose to notify, you know, the account manager or the underwriter or whoever is associated to the file, right? But let's go ahead and unlock this loan. Okay, so what I did was I moved that loan to an application started status, so I'm allowed to edit it in my account. The reason why is in my system settings area under file status, you can tell what the permissions are saying here. So, under a completed app loan status, if I go over here under loan officer, it's got a green check, which means I'm allowed to edit the file. In clear to close, it's got a red X. I don't want anybody editing that except for somebody in the back office. They're allowed to do that. So this is where the permissioning area where you can control whether a borrower, a broker, or loan officer can edit the loan file based on the status of the file itself. Okay? So now that we changed the status of the file, you'll see okay, so you'll see now I'm able to edit the same loan file because the status is now moved to, where is it? So the status is not here right now, but what I just did was I turned it on. This is the loan officer, Larry, the loan officer. This is his profile in the back office. So as a manager, I can alter the settings. These are all the permissions. So this was actually off. I just turned it on. So you'll notice while we're here, there's a lot of permissions that you can restrict your loan officer level users or broker level users, what they can do when they're logged in. There's too many to go over individually, but they should be self-explanatory, or you can have the eye icon to mouse over and explain it further. But some of the big ones would be like, are they allowed to edit the interest rate, cost of capital, yield spread, allowed to enter that? Can they lock and unlock a loan, meaning like edit the information? Like if you lock it and you don't want them to edit the loan terms and the rate, like do you want them to be able to unlock that and edit it? Like that's a permission layer. And then there's other tabs like the marketplace tab and things like that. But this one right here was a big one. Do you want the loan officers to be able to change the status and substatus of a file? And so I just turned that back on. And now I should be able to refresh this. And now, as you see, the status is editable. Now, only certain statuses are editable. And remember, I just showed you a minute ago the permissions that are associated to the file status. So only the ones with green check marks, I can move a file into those statuses. So like as a loan officer, I can't just move a file into clear to close because I think it's ready. No, 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 no. So I can only move into statuses that I'm allowed to move things into. Okay? So that's important to know. And yeah, so here I'm editing a file as a loan officer logged in. I can also go to the Docs tab and I can upload whatever docs I need. Okay. I can make my own notes into each document, what I think needs to be looked at from an underwriter standpoint, and all that. So all these tabs I'll have access to as a loan officer. And then I have my own pipeline. I can manage all my deals from my pipeline. I have, very similar functionalities to back office with my filters. I can customize the columns to show the data that I want to see in my pipeline view. I have my own borrower list, right? So as I grow with a lot of borrowers, I'll have a lot of borrowers in here. And all the calendar tool will help me keep track of my appointments and follow-ups and things like that. I have my own task list, right? So if you create tasks for the user, it'll show up there.